Hey guys, thank you so much for taking out time to watch this Blitz video. Wednesday night I began to talk about the comparison trap and how easy it is to fall into it. In Philippians 4:10 through 13, Paul kind of references this really. It's a famous scripture in there where he says, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me, or which gives me strength. Now we know he had the resume to back that up for sure. But in there, he gives some ways that I believe that we can help fight and avoid comparison in our lives. First things he talks about is he wants us to know that people are concerned in there. He goes, you are concerned about me again. Sometimes we can compare ourselves to others because we're like, does anybody out there even know what's going on? Does anybody know where I'm at, what I'm going through? And the answer is yes. There are people that are all around you that are concerned, teachers and other students and your friends and your family members, and they care about you. Another thing that we run into is, I need help. Does anybody even know that I need help? Sometimes we can compare ourselves to other people saying, well, look, they have help and I don't have help, or if I had help, I could only do this or that. Well, we can't fall into that either, because there are many, many people out there who want to help you guys and help you not only be great, but be the best you've ever been and be able to share the gospel with other kids. People love doing that. And then he goes on to says, and he goes, listen, he goes, be content. And he said, I've learned to be content with a lot, and I've learned to be content with not so much. What is he saying? Content is a choice. I want to be content no matter where I'm at. And sometimes if we look at what we don't have or what somebody else has, then sometimes we can push ourselves into a place where we're not satisfied. And Paul says, no, listen, be content in whatever state. God knows where you're at. He knows what you're going through, and his blessings will see through to where you're at. He goes on to say, good times and bad times. Whenever he says, I can do all things are all things. That means sometimes good, sometimes bad. And you know, the Bible talks about that. The Bible talks that people will see good times and see bad times, that all people will do that. So don't think that you're the only one going through what you're going through, or has anybody ever messed up like this or made that mistake? Of course they have. Nothing's new under the sun, and we know that. But sometimes we can compare ourselves and say, well, if I was only as smart as they were, if I only had the opportunities that they had, or this or that. Listen, realizing that it doesn't matter which what we're going through in life. Maybe what if we were born with a lot of money, or maybe not so much money. If we were born with a lot of material things, and maybe not so many material things. Hey, listen, good things and bad things happen to everyone, and we don't want to get in that comparison battle. And finally, listen, always be grateful. Paul is right, and he says, you have done many things. And he was talking about his friends, and he goes, listen, Philippians, you have done great things for me, and I appreciate that. So it didn't matter whether he was in a situation where he didn't really have much, and maybe they added a little and it seemed like a huge amount, or maybe he had a lot and they added a little. He was grateful no matter what it seemed like or who it was from. And that's what we can do. We can always be grateful. My dad used to tell me a little story. He said, Matt, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And what he was saying is, if you get a blessing and somebody gives you a gift, it doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter what it is. You just be grateful and excited that somebody has given you a gift. And whenever we do that with the Lord, it helps us not be in a place where we want to be content and we don't fall into that comparison. Instead, we say, no, God, you've got me where you want me, and I'm going to excel, I'm going to exceed, I'm going to do great things because you are my source. Hey, hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you next Wednesday night. Do not fall in that comparison trap. Know that God has got your back. See you guys next time.